These are the two skills that made me rich. If I could go back in time and tell my younger self what exactly to do to get rich, these would be the two things that I tell myself to focus on. If I could have done this at 15 and known what to do, I would be astronomically richer than I am today. So, we're gonna dive right into it with the first skill, which is sales. Bar none, the most important thing you need to do. This is kind of the groundwork, and we're gonna build on it with the second skill. But sales is absolutely essential. You will have so much success in this life if you know how to sell. And I didn't start knowing how to sell. I was absolutely terrible when I first started. When I took my first gig, I was doing life insurance sales, cold calling, nervous as fuck. One time someone gave me an objection and I panicked and hung up the phone. You never do that in sales. That was my starting point. In that first job that I worked, I didn't make a single dollar. My second one, I broke even because you had to pay for leads with life insurance. It was some bullshit. So I was breaking even. Third one, I was making like 1,000 a week. That was a huge win for me. I remember like one week making $2,000. I was kind of like on track for 10K. I didn't make 10K that month, but it was like a fourth of it was accomplished. Like a fourth of the 10K was accomplished. So I remember being like, fuck yeah, I'm on track for a 10K month. And it felt so good. I remember that high of like making money for the first time, and that was crazy for me. So that was my third one. I tried another sales job, failed again. That was a different thing altogether. It was kind of starting a business though, so mixed with sales. And then I started my sales academy business, teaching people how to sell. That ended up making me 8 to 15K per month. I ran that up for 8 months, was having a ton of success, made a bunch of money. And in that time frame is when I transitioned and I built my personal brand that I'm working with now, and that's where I make my money from. So that's been my journey of sales. As you can see, I didn't always start out good. I was terrible at sales. If you came from my other channel, you know that I was a shy, insecure kid growing up with terrible communication. This was all learned and developed. So if I can do it, every single one of you can do it as well. And what is the power of sales? I was at a barbecue 3 weeks ago with my friends. We were all hanging out outside, and at 11 o'clock, I had a sales call. So I go up to my friend's apartment. I'm gone for 45 minutes. I come back. I had $2,500 in my account. That is my money. No one else needs to get paid. I made $2,500 in 45 minutes whilst I was at a barbecue. I just took a quick side break to go take a sales call, and I made probably some of the people's theirs monthly salary, because this is Sweden. So some of them are making 2,500, especially like after taxes and stuff. They probably walk away with 2,500. I just got that cash in my account in 45 minutes when they do that in a month. So I'm not saying that to put anybody down. I'm just saying that's the power of sales. That is how life-changing it is when you know how to sell. Now, what is the second skill that is absolutely essential? So this builds off of sales. You kind of need sales as like the ground level. Then it's personal branding. Personal branding is, bar none, the best possible human existence that you can live if you have a personal brand that fuels your life. It's kind of like it's like the difference between driving a Bugatti and driving a Toyota. A 9 to 5 is a Toyota. A personal brand that's made and built the right way is a Bugatti. Your life is fucking amazing. I cannot emphasize this enough on how great your life truly is if you set it up properly with a personal brand. So, personal branding is a skill set. You can post every single day for years and years and not have success, as I did for the first 6 months. I didn't know what to do. And I have specific videos where I teach you the things that I would do different if I was going to build my personal brand again. That is not this video. This is about the skill sets. So you can check those out if you want on this channel. But I didn't have success for the first 6 months. I was doing all the mistakes because I was also running my sales academy business. I didn't put all my energy into it. I was recording a video every single day. I had consistency. I just didn't know what to do to build a personal brand. I didn't learn the skill set. I was trying, I was doing things, but I was kind of 100%, but I wasn't really. So I was 100% with consistency, not with obtaining new knowledge. I could have done this so much sooner. So personal branding is a skill set. After 6 months, that is when I started to make the changes that I needed to make in order to succeed. And at about 8 months is when I first started to make money, and good money, online. So that is really the power of personal branding coupled with sales, is you are going to be able to build a platform where you can sell something to your audience. And with the nature of social media, Your audience should only be growing exponentially as time goes on. If you're taking it serious, like I am, you are going to be gaining more and more followers month after month, year after year. There may be ups and downs, and that's life. So you might have a great month and then things might dip a little bit and then you'll have another good month. But year after year, let's say, you will be exponentially increasing how many subscribers you get. I remember there was days where I would get 0 subscribers when I was first starting out. And now most days, I think on my main channel, it's anywhere from on the really low end to like 20 to 30 per day new subscribers, up to sometimes on average, let's just say on average, when I don't have like a viral video spike that's like a couple hundred, then I would say it goes anywhere up to like 190, 80, 70 per day. It can be anywhere in that range. That's new people subscribing to my channel who have watched my content and who have the opportunity to really get to know, like, and trust me. Think of, like, genuinely just take a second to think about how powerful that is. So many people are just knowing who I am and learning about what it is that I offer to the world. You can see how this compounds. My channel right now is just about 8,500, just under. So 8,500 subscribers. Think about, like, if you filled up an arena with all those people, like, that's a lot of fucking people. That's a lot of people. So these are all people who start to listen to you, who like you, who trust you, who want to do business with you. And you have to be able to be sales. Like, you gotta be good at sales, right? Because you're selling with your content. You're always selling. No matter what you're doing, you're always selling. So this is kind of where it was the ground layer. If you don't know how to sell, you're gonna struggle to create content that's engaging, captivating. You're not gonna know how to, really do things with your audience. It's just not gonna do too well. So you gotta know sales. Once you know sales, personal branding, you can do them at the same time if you want, but it's really that cheat code to life. I mean, there's nothing that compares to building a big audience. I mean, it's going to change your life. So, as it has for me, I actually created for every single one of you a YouTube strategy board. So this is going to give you everything that you need to succeed, from how to actually create the content into the specifics of like actually creating the videos in terms of like what you're putting in them, the intro, having a checklist of knowing exactly what to do to hook people in from the start, organizing everything else within the video. It's all clear as day laid out for you. That's completely for free. That's the first thing in the description below. Now, I just want to touch on what happens when you have this life, right? When you know sales and when you have a personal brand. So as you can see, I don't even have a massive personal brand. My personal brand is in its early stages. 8,000 subscribers is nothing. Yeah, it's substantial. I'm proud of it. I'm not putting it down, but it's not really that much. So in the grand scheme of things. So with just that small personal brand and being good at sales, I've been making anywhere from 6 to 10K the last couple of months, and I haven't even been trying too hard. If I'm being honest, I haven't even been trying too hard. It's Swedish summer. In the Swedish summer, the mindset's contagious. Everyone's just out. I was in the month of July. I literally just went to the beach, drove on my jet ski, partied, slept with girls, and I managed to make like 6K that month. That was insane. I barely worked. I just was posting consistently every single day and taking sales calls when I got them. I delegated my phone setting task. It kind of went wrong for the first 2 weeks. Found someone who kind of came on and worked a little bit. And I barely had anything just from people booking in automatically with just the links in my description. I made 6K. It was insane. I'm like, holy shit, I barely worked. And I made more money than the average Swede would make in a month by like twice, like 2 times. It's insane. I was like, how did I just live this month of my life having the best time ever and make all this money? It's like, it's hard to even fathom. That's what you get when you have these 2 skills developed. But like anything, right? It's not just going to happen overnight. You have to earn this. This has been earned. That's the reason why I get to live this life. It's delayed gratification. Like I was saying, I didn't make any money for 6 months posting every single day. It was not taking the right steps. I would have watched this channel and I could have, back in the day this channel existed, I would have watched this channel and had success, right? So there's no better existence. So that is really what I would do. If I could go back to being 15 years old, I would learn sales and I would start a personal brand and I would have millions in the bank. That is really the cheat code to life. So once again, I made the YouTube strategy board so you can have success with starting your personal brand. That is completely for free. It's the first thing in the description below.